Hi there, this is Sean, the Honest Book Reviewer, with another book review. If you like cozy mysteries, and especially cozy mysteries that have a library theme, and are set around a coastal area, like a small village setting in a coastal area in the US, then this is a series for you. I've read 4 books already in the series, and this is the second book that we're going to talk about now. It's called Booked for Trouble. One of the things I like about this series and these books is the covers. I've got book 2 here. Each cover features the lighthouse, of course, because the library is set in the lighthouse, and the cat. And the cat is the library cat, and the cat just hangs around the library all day. I'm just in love with this series, and it's getting stronger with every book. One of the things I like about this series the most is there's a character called Louise Jane. She's my favourite character. She's not the main character, but she has a really big role in each book. So I'm definitely turning into a Louise Jane fanboy. I just love every scene she's in. And I'm finding that as the books progress in the series, the things she does are just getting more extraordinary, just going more and more off-centre. And she's becoming a bigger character in this series, and I hope that she's there for every book. I really do. Let's get started talking about this book in the series. Of course, in this book, we have another murder. It's not going to be cozy mystery without a murder, definitely in this series, because each book so far seems to have a murder in it. But it's how we get to that murder that's really fun. Lucy's mother comes to visit, and Lucy's mother is very overbearing. She wants to drag Lucy back to Boston because she wants Lucy to marry this guy called Patrick. She thinks Patrick is the bee's knees, and that Lucy is just missing out on a huge chance by not marrying this guy, and Lucy doesn't want to marry him. Suzanne, Lucy's mother, is staying at a motel in Outer Banks. The victim is a maid at this motel. The reason this is important is because there's a big argument not long before the murder between Suzanne and the maid. They knew each other in high school. So Lucy's mother came from the Outer Banks area when she was a teenager. Suzanne is a suspect. So Lucy has to butt her nose in again. Of course she butts her nose in because it's a cozy mystery. The main character always has to. She wants to get her mother off the hook. There's no witnesses to the murder. All they have is that Suzanne was the last person to be seen talking to Karen. The next day we find that Karen has wound up dead. What's it going to be? Who's going to be found guilty? You have to read it to find out. And I found reading this book was just such a fun read. Why? It's all because of Louise Jane, mostly. If Louise Jane wasn't in these books, I don't think this series would be as strong. Louise Jane makes these books so much fun and makes them such a fun read. I think Louise Jane deserves a whole book series of her own. And maybe Eva Gates will write a series based around Louise Jane. We can only hope. Fingers crossed. So of course, in a cozy mystery series, we have a lot of storylines that run from book to book. From book 1 to book 2, we have the mayoral race. So Connor is the current mayor in the area. He's got a fight on his hands because Karen's brother Doug decides he's going to run for mayor as well. And he's being a bit sneaky. He's using the death of his sister as a basis to run. And he also wants to shut down the library. He thinks the library should be shut down, turned into some sort of theme park or adventure park, and they can make a lot of money for the town. So it's going to be a bit of a fight for the mayor, I think. And that progresses through the series, and we see it in future books as well. And we'll get to that when I do videos on books 3 and 4. Also in this book, there's a strange lady hanging around, and every time Lucy sees her, she just sees this lady dressed in grey, like a grey top or a grey skirt or something. She hangs around in the library a lot, scanning the books, not really borrowing anything at all. But then Lucy sees her hanging around in different parts of town as well. And Lucy's wondering if she's being stalked by somebody. Who is this strange lady? What's she doing? Is she the murderer? There are a lot of suspects in this book, and they're quite cleverly done. So this mystery is a lot stronger than the mystery in book 1. But I do encourage you to read book 1 first, because if you don't, you won't get the history of the characters. And in a cozy mystery series, that history is so important because it does make up all those relationships that go on between the characters, and they do carry through quite strongly from book to book. Of course, since Suzanne, Lucy's mother, has come to visit, we have to discuss her in this section. Suzanne is just a fun character. She's larger than life. She's got this huge personality that just bursts out of the pages, and she doesn't care what she says to people, and she seems to drag them along to whatever she's doing. She drags them to dinner. She just pulls people left and right. If people say no thank you or try to get out of things, she doesn't listen. She just drags them along. And that makes for such a fun character and such a fun read. When she's in the book, when she's in the scenes, it's all about fun, and it seems to be all about her. She's complex though, because later on we do learn a few other things about Suzanne, and they're quite sad and quite dramatic, so I won't give that away, but just enjoy that character, enjoy Suzanne, and I do hope she makes a return visit to Outer Banks. Connor is one of the love interests of Lucy, one of the two guys that she's interested in. So we've got Connor and we've got Butch. Connor is the mayor. He was a dentist. He's the mayor at the moment. And Butch is a police officer. Connor is quite a fun character as well. Not as fun as Suzanne, of course. He's not as large in life as Suzanne is. But in his own way, he's got a lot of fun quirks. And I do like when he's in the book. He seems quite stable as a character, quite down to earth. He seems to like Lucy as well, so the attraction between them is mutual. We don't see a huge amount of Connor though in this book yet and this series, but what we do see I do like. He seems like a real character. Josie is Lucy's cousin, and she runs and owns a bakery. Josie is really fun. She is just down to earth. She's so busy in her business, but she always has time for people as well. And she's a very caring character and a very genuine character in this series. I do like Josie a lot. I don't like her as much as Louise Jane, because of course, Louise Jane is my favourite character. And I think I'm going to have to mention Louise Jane in every section on characters I do for this series, because she's just so fun and so energetic, and every page that Louise Jane is in, I love. But back to Josie. Josie is a very central character to this series. She seems like a rock for Lucy, and Lucy always runs off to Josie's bakery when she needs a bit of an uplift. You know, she needs some comfort food, or she needs a bit of a chat, or, you know, that shoulder to cry on, or whatever she needs. Josie seems to be there. So I'm guessing that's what Josie's role is in this series, to play that rock character, that support for the main character Lucy. Even though this was a stronger book in the series, I still rated it a 3 out of 5. The mystery was a bit better than book 1. The characters are really good. Of course, Louise Jane, the best character, I'll mention her again. But it's the characters, of course, in Cozy Mysteries that make the book. And the characters are getting so much better. And that character growth, I just want it to carry on to books 3 and 4. I won't tell you now if character growth is stronger in books 3 and 4. I have read them, but I don't want to give that away in this video. But this book is still solid, and it still makes me want to read further in the series. And of course I did, because I have read 4 books in the series so far. If you want to know more about this series, check out my channel for video 1 and look out for the videos on books 3 and 4. Also, look out for other videos on Cozy Mystery books. You'll find a Cozy Mystery playlist on my channel. You'll also see it on the screen now.